Hey guys, I'm Jasmine, and this is my channel where I talk about mental health because my mind matters, and I talk about it. Okay, this is gonna be probably really hard for some people to hear, but I just listen, okay? Just listen. Um, this is hard to say. Um, Last week on April 14th at midnight, so more like April 15th in the morning, around that time, I attempted suicide. There, I said it. I overdosed on 10 sleeping pills and ended up going to the emergency room. Spent the night there, and the next day I was admitted into a mental hospital where I stayed for 5 weeks. No, not 5 weeks. I stayed there for 5 days. Just 5 days, I promise. Yeah, that was fun. uh, Jeez, I don't even know exactly what I want to say. I mean, it was a really good experience, honestly, being at the mental hospital. I got you. Oh, shit. Okay. Come on. Okay, come on. Okay, you're gonna be cricket, but we'll leave it alone. Alright. So, yeah. I don't know. I guess I'll just start from the beginning, maybe? So, I took the sleeping pills, and here's the thing about having those thoughts. It's like the purpose of, you know, doing anything to kill yourself, the purpose is to actually kill yourself. But I mean, there's always that little sliver of hope that maybe you'll wake up and you'll be okay. And so that's kind of what I was doing. I was counting the pills. I was counting the pills to make sure I don't take the whole bottle, but just make sure it's enough to knock me out. And I don't know what I really was hoping would happen. But once I started feeling the effect it was having on me, because I was in bed and I texted everyone that I loved them, and then I started feeling the effects that it was having on me, and my body felt so heavy, and my limbs were going numb, and my head was fuzzy, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. Like, I was actually dying. And then the survival mode in my head activated, and I was like, I'm not ready. I have to fight. I have to stay alive. I mean, I have to stay awake. And so I got out of bed, and I couldn't move my legs, so I fell. But I managed to crawl out of my room and got my family's attention, and I was laying on the floor. I couldn't move, and I remember thinking, is this what it was like when my dog died? Because I felt like that's what she looked like. I mean, she looked like that's what I was feeling, or So they ended up taking me to the hospital. Oh, that was an experience. Those people had no bedside manner. They were aggressive. They were mean. And I was already panicking, okay, because I was dying. And then I have trypanophobia, which is the phobia of needles. And they're like, well, we gotta get some blood. So now I'm having an anxiety attack. And they ended up restraining me. And the whole time, they were just aggressive and mean. And dude, that is not how you treat a patient that is having a panic or an anxiety attack, especially one that just tried to kill themselves. No. If you are a doctor and this is how you treat your patients at all, quit your job. You don't deserve to be a doctor, okay? No. The security guards, though, I had these sweet security guards all night watching me. They were my friends. They made me laugh. But at some point in the morning, I lost complete sense of time. But one time I asked the security guard what time it was. He said it was 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I don't know what time it was, but eventually I was able to fall asleep. I was miserable, but I was able to fall asleep. And when I woke up, I felt a whole lot better. And I was in such a good mood too, because I don't know, I just, after that experience, my mood just changed. Like, I just had that decision to live and trust God, because that's what happened, was that my trust in God was broken. And then going through that experience, I was praying for him, and I was apologizing, and I was praying, I was pleading to him. And I was saying, Heavenly Father, I trust you. I'm sorry. I honestly don't know what happened, but afterwards I was just in a really good mood when I woke up the next day, or in the next few hours, whatever. But I was having a really good day. I was excited to go home. But they told me that I needed to go to the mental hospital. I said that they want to hold me for 24 hours. I thought, okay, I'll stay at the mental hospital, then I'll go home. But no, they meant that I was gonna stay on on suicide watch for 24 hours, and then I could get out of my room for the rest of the time that I was there. That was bad, because I didn't need to be there, okay? Like, my mind was set. I didn't mean to be there. I have been independent in my battles my entire life, and I didn't need to be there, because I was already, I don't know. I was in a good mood. I was ready to go home. I was ready to face life and whatever else and get back to normal. But no, they kept me for 5 days. But it was fun. I accepted it eventually, and I made friends, and I was having a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Of course, I wanted to go home so much, and I still didn't need to be there. But I learned fast that even though I didn't need to be there, God needed me to be there. He needed me to be there for the friends that I was making, to help them through their experience, and to just have these people in my life. And I had my Book of Mormon with me, and I was carrying it around, and I taught so many people. The entire time, it was just completely gospel-centered. Like, everyone was talking about Jesus. And it was just a really good time for me to reflect on myself and refocus on Christ and his promises, and to feel that trust in him again, to let go of what I was going through right then that led me up to that point, and just give it all to him, to give it all the control to him, and to trust him, because there's nothing else that I can do. I've done all that I could, and everything that I didn't make a difference. And it's confusing because I know what God has promised me, but I'm still not seeing it come to pass. So it's hard. It's really hard. But I'm gonna, yeah. And then when I got home, it was like the next day after I got home, I got back to doing my studies, and I read this, and I thought that I should share it with you guys. It's by Michelle Wilson, and she wrote this book called The Beautiful Balance. It's all about claiming personal control and giving the rest to God. And I read this little paragraph, and I thought that it was perfect to share with you guys, because it kind of was going along with what I'm trying to share. I'm really bad at looking at the lens and the screen. I see into your soul. Okay, whatever. Alright, so let's see. She was sharing the story about this girl named Carol. I'll skip that part. Her life was changed dramatically. It wasn't her choice or her plan. It just was. Yet she understood it was up to her what she did with her new life. She made a purposeful decision to be positive and have a good attitude, to want this new life. She chose to let go of anger and self-pity. She chose to trust that God could help her find a reason and a purpose, that he is ultimately in control. She claimed personal control, gave the rest to him, and embraced her new life with passion, purpose, gratitude, and joy. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now, is just to focus on Christ and on God and my relationship with him again, and just focus on my art. By the way, I got my Etsy up. It's Jazzy Corn Art. I'll leave a link in the description. Go check it out. Buy my stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's a new chapter. It's a scary chapter, but I think every new chapter is a scary step. But just go forward with faith, and God will take care of the rest, basically. So I kind of wanted to share why I did that. And okay. So the reason why, okay, this is my mindset. This is how I wanted to say it. This is my mindset of doing what I did. Or I forgot how I was going to phrase it. Whatever. But I did it because I'm tired. I'm tired of being overlooked and chosen over and feeling meaningless and inadequate to the person that I love. I'm tired of being alone all the time, because all I've ever wanted was just to have that companion, the emotional support from a lover, physical affection and touch, God, for some reason, hasn't given me yet. And then something happened recently, or that day, and yeah. It happened again. I lost the person that I love for the umpteenth time. Don't you dare fall. I saw you move. But going forward, after what I've been through, my mindset is to just focus on Christ, which is what I've been saying throughout this entire video. So I really should have just decided what I was gonna say and what part. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot more positive. I am on antidepressants now, which they prescribed me while I was at the mental hospital. And it dulls the pain. It really does. It makes me feel better. But, I mean, the situation's still there. And I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like, even though I'm thinking clearly, he's still, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a process. I'm letting go of everything. I'm giving it to God. That's how I feel right now. Life is hard. Okay. I guess I'm gonna end it now. But I wanted to end with this other thing. This is written by Al Carraway in her new book, Wildly Optimistic. And this is what she says. And this is for anyone else who may be feeling inadequate or like purposeless, or maybe someone who has the same experience that I have with suicidal thoughts. Maybe you've attempted suicide, maybe you've been in a mental hospital, or whatever your case may be. This is for each and every one of you out there, and this is for me, and this is for Al. This is what she says. I hope you feel empowered by exactly who you are, because with God, you have all the power. Absolutely never forget who you are and whose you are. Absolutely never forget that you have divinity inside of you. Your God, a perfect creator who crafted worlds without number, felt the need to create and perfectly craft you. Needed, wanted, essential. Our perfect creator created you perfectly. That is the reality. That is power. You have a God. You have a God who is yours, who never leaves you. A God who has all the power and existence on your side to help you succeed and become better and to conquer the world. How cool is it that the same being who created galaxies without number looked at you and decided the world needed you too? And if having an all-knowing, all-powerful God on your side, giving you the ability to overcome the world, is not empowering, then I don't know what is. And I agree. God is always there. I mean, being at the mental hospital, I came in wondering where God was in my life. And I came in feeling distant from him and confused because I wasn't receiving these blessings that he's promised me. I felt betrayed. But then I went into the hospital and I saw God everywhere. Not physically, but I saw him in every person that I was with. Especially John and Adam. They make me happy. I love each and every one of the people that I spent with, that I spent my time with at the hospital. And I pray for them and their struggles and their health. And be able to stay in touch with them, especially some particular people with horses. But yeah, everyone has a purpose. Before, throughout my whole life, every time I would have suicidal thoughts, I would come out of it remembering my dog. My dog was legit my only purpose of staying alive, because I wanted to be here to take care of her. I wanted to make sure that she was happy and that she wasn't going to miss me if I died. But now she's gone. And so I lost that little bit of purpose. And so now, coming out of the hospital, in our little papers, we had to write down a purpose for living, basically. And I couldn't write down my dog because she died. So I wrote down, and this is my final decision. This is going to be my purpose. It's true. I said that my purpose for living is to see God's promises come to pass, and to see what other kinds of things he's going to throw at me, and see what his plan is, see what my purpose in life is, and see what's going to happen, and to keep trusting him, and to find happiness. I mean, I didn't say all those things, but that's basically what it is. And that's my message to you, is to keep living. And if not for anything else, live to see those promises that God has promised you. Even if you don't know what they are, pray about it and listen to the Spirit tell you what they are. And then believe in those promises, because they do not expire and they are real. Okay? Like, in my place right now, yeah, I feel betrayed. I don't see my promises happening because he told me this guy was the one, and he's chosen someone else over me again. But yeah, you just have to keep going. Just keep trusting God, because what we can't comprehend, God does. What we don't know, he does. He could bring him back to me later in the future, or I could be misinterpreting something. I don't know. Apparently I have borderline personality disorder. I don't know. My therapist and I are conversing in that. We're figuring it out. This is going on too long. So, moving forward, trust in God. Don't kill yourself, okay? Like, okay. I forgot to tell you this part. What I experienced attempting to kill myself was the absolute scariest experience I've ever experienced in my life, okay? Ever. And I'm not going to promise that I'm never going to want to die again, but I can promise you for sure that I will never try it again, okay? Especially when you get to that last second and then you're like, I'm not ready. Make sure you don't get to that last second, okay? Make sure you don't realize that too late, okay? There is hope and there is light. And there is God. Even if you don't believe in him, he believes in you. And faith is not to have a perfect knowledge in things. And God knows all. So keep living, stay real, and have a super sparkly day. Love you.